good, y'all? This clip right here is Bobby Lee from Old School Mad TV. I don't know how many of y'all's fans of Mad TV. Shout out my cousin Twank. I used to have to watch Mad TV because of Twank. We only had one TV, had to fight over the TV, or at least one TV in the room. So sometimes when Twank was able to watch Mad TV, I remember bro from Mad TV back in the day. And yeah, he's a comedian, an actor. And basically he did an interview with another actor, Shannon Sharpe, and you can see his anxiety in the interview, to be honest with you. But beyond that, he even talks about an experience of having anxiety. I ended up looking him up and realized that, this is not just a one-time thing for him. He's expressed different experiences of having mental health issues and having anxiety and just different trauma he's been through in his life. So I just wanted to jump into that real quick. Check this out.
That you because you kept
what?
Yeah.
You kept messing up.
Wait. No, yeah, he did yell. He
How you mess up your line? You're a professional.
He gets really nervous.
How you get nervous? You've been
It wasn't, dude. Can I get some more water, please?
Can you get some more?
Yeah, I'd like some more water, please. I'd like some more water, please. Thank you. I fucked up my lines.
How?
Fucked up his lines.
Because here's what happened, okay?
Okay, tell me what happened.
All right. David Spade asked me to do this movie.
Yes.
To fly to Hawaii to do two lines in a movie. And I go, yeah, Dave, I don't want to fly all the way for 2 lines.
But it's a free trip.
I know, but it's like, I know, I understand that, but it's like, I can afford Hawaii. I can afford Hawaii on my own, right?
Right.
So I go, right? And then they go, Adam's here.
See?
Yeah,
See?
he's a producer.
Yes.
Right?
You
And then at the moment, I had a panic attack.
So as you can see, he was talking with Shannon Sharpe about the time where he had to do a movie with Adam Sandler and he had a panic attack. And like I said, it made me dig a little bit deeper. Started looking at some other videos. Here's a clip right here where he just talked about, man, when he's in the midst of his anxiety, when he's in the midst of his panic attack, he was like, he doesn't know that it's going to end. A lot of times you got to work with people and just, telling themselves that, hey, even when I'm at the height of this anxiety, at some point, this experience is going to end. This is not my forever. But he's saying, hey, when I'm in the midst of my anxiety, he said, I can't necessarily always reach that point of logic. I can't necessarily, convince myself that this experience is going to end. Check it out.
So you have to remind yourself, like, this is going to pass and then I'll get through that. And then that'll pass and I'll get through this.
Yeah. Well, a couple of months ago, I was in a bad spot and people were like saying this too shall pass. And when you're in it, and I literally believe, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to pass.
Yeah.
But it did.
Yeah.
That's how it's like depression and mania always feels, where you're
It's
like,
incredible.
this is who I am.
It does pass. Things change.
So clearly, my boy goes through different experiences of anxiety. And if you dig a little bit deeper, he comes from a childhood where his dad was physically abusive. So clearly he's been through some trauma. He's experienced probably, seeing his dad being physically aggressive, not only towards him, but also just within the household in general. So he talked about it here.
Was your dad difficult?
Oh, he was physically abusive.
My dad hit me with a belt. Is that abusive?
Yeah, that's abusive. You know what EMDR is?
Yeah.
It's a form of trauma therapy. You have to talk about one experience over and over again.
So you could imagine Bobby Lee having been through this trauma. He has anxiety. He becomes a celebrity. And, a lot of times what comes with that is people self-medicate. They self-medicate just to keep themselves going as they're in Hollywood and they're trying to, do film after film after film, or, maybe they're just doing their thing, however it looks, right? A lot of times people self-medicate just to keep going, when they're carrying that anxiety and that trauma, and then you throw them into that environment of Hollywood, And not only is it just being in that environment, but, if they're successful, they got money. So you're successful, you're in Hollywood, you got money, so that means that you have access and you have the means to get as much drugs as you want to get if, self-medication is your thing. So he talked about that here, and I felt like that was a real point.
When you have money and you're on drugs, it sucks.
Well, I mean, it's convenient.
No, because I remember when I was on Bad TV and I relapsed, and, we made $4,000 a week on that show, which is, for a broke comedian,
It's
amazing.
It's phenomenal money for regular people. That's great money.
Yeah, for regular people. But I remember 6 months in, I asked Ari Shafir for money.
You did.
Yeah, because I had no money. Because I used it all on drugs.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to touch on this real quick. Shout out Bobby Lee from Mad TV, amongst a lot of other things. I just think it's dope how vulnerable he is and talking about his anxiety. Shout out Bobby Lee. Shout out Shannon Sharp. I'm out.